Hello everyone, my name is Shade, and today I'm going to be showing you my, I think, actual Forever World little tour base tour. I was meant to say, not that way around. Anyways, well, continuing from the last video I did, I ended up making two more worlds that I tried making as a Forever World, since the one I showed that was meant to be my Forever World, yeah, it didn't turn out really well. Made another one which I made an underground base. Well, the concept was interesting, but where I built my base was just not that great, because I built it on a very high bit of elevation. So yeah, you can see how underground bases don't work if they're at Y level 100 on a mountain most of the time. So I made this world, which I have now been playing for exactly 200 days, which is wild. I've really been enjoying this world. I've just been grinding on it a lot. So I thought for the 200th day, let's go and give a bit of a base tour. I'm currently in one of my friends' bases right now, since they've joined my world. Techie, he's made a Sky Island base, and this is his pet over there, Jonathan. We've also got another friend's base over there, which looks like a really weird wooden pyramid. But they're not the main attractions of today, because I'd also have to go and show some other stuff. And if I was doing a world tour, I would be showing their things out, but for now it is just my base, and that means I will actually exclude my villager trading center, because it's really rubbish actually, and it's I'm really not bothered to go all the way over there. It is linked up by another portal, but I'm here to show my main base as of current, which I'm planning on actually not even having it as my base in the future. As of current, it is. It's going to be like a museum later on. But let's start where everything started in my base, which was all the way in here. From like day 1 to day 50, around there. Maybe earlier than that, like 30. I started it in this area. I went to this island from spawn, as you can see with the mini-map. We spawn right there, ish. I traveled all over here, and in this spot, right here, where I'm at right now, I dug down a 2-block gap down to Y level 60. Put some ladders here as my way of entrance, and this became my base from the very beginning. It's a 12 by 12 box, completely made out of stone, actually. All of it, most of it's natural, I think. I may have placed one or two, I can't remember, but I was like, I'm not really gonna make an actual interior for this. It's gonna be really basic, cobblestone floor. Just have it there for the early game. So I made 2 farms here with a water source in the middle. I got this enchanting area, later edition, and this is the stuff where I smelted everything. Barrels, just junk, which I'm gonna sort out after this video, and some other blast furnaces. One of the first things I did immediately was go mining, which was all the way down here. Going down there just leads to a cave, which I found at Y level 8, which was interesting. Go down here. I end up, obviously carving out a lot of the place, grabbing all sorts of ores, as you can see from that bit of deep slate. This area ends up becoming where I just mine stone for a bit. But it turns out, since, I'm making an underground base, I'm going to be gathering a lot of stone anyway. So after I got Silk Touch, yeah, didn't need to use this area. I've come down here. I still use this area. As you can see, I've just been mining out a lot of deep slate. Because my base is primarily made out of, like, deep slate, tough, copper. Some ores that like copper, I've never used before, so in this world, I've started experimenting with it, which might also be why I'm on this world for so long. But as you can see here, I've just been digging out massive chunks of just deep slate. And this whole entire cave-looking thing used to be just tough, as you can see here. I'm still mining it now. I'm still mining it out now, whenever I need tough. But this used to be filled with tough, but since I need that much, this area is completely gone. But this is the cave to my base. There's nothing else in here. There's a bit of redstone, some lapis, iron. I'm not really bothered to get those. And over there, there's a bit more of a cave. There is a trial chamber nearby, which me and my friend Techie did go to, and I in fact did get a music disc that he really wants, but I'm gonna gatekeep it, so yeah, he better pay me. I'm just joking, I'll give it to him at some point. I'm just waiting for the right time, that's all. But I've also got some cats in here. They're currently unnamed. I got these guys really early on. In fact, I don't know where one of them is. There's a third one. There we go. So that's where all my cats are. I believe this is the baby. And these are the original that I got from the village, which is my trading center. Speaking about it, there's a nether portal that goes towards it. In fact, this nether portal used to actually be right here. But ever since I started this main entrance area, I've shifted the nether portal to this wall here. Well, this is the old base. It's relatively small, just to get me started. So I constructed this area as my first section to my main base. Well, it's, yeah, as you can see, it's kind of more of an intersection. It's an in-between, but currently it's my main base. I would like to call this like the production facility where a lot of farms and stuff are, which I'll show you some that I have already made. So this is like the main central point of it, and there are 4 areas. The first one went into is the old base, the new base which I haven't started working on, the blank because I've got no clue what to put here yet, and the farm zone, which I still need to go and optimize and do stuff to. See here I've got this labeled. Do want to replace this with pale oak at some point, but I haven't found a dark forest at all yet. Dark oak forest, even stars. You can see I went searching quite a bit. I found cherry blossom, so I'm using that as an alternative for some of the stuff here. But continue going. There's farm zone, and this one's gonna have some animals in. We're gonna have cows, sheeps. I'm gonna need a lot of wool, so yeah. There's a storage unit, which I'm planning on changing this. I might repurpose it into something else, like a major smelting zone. I do already have one up, but I might change it to that. I'm going to leave it blank for now because I'm not working on it yet. But once I do get to work on it, I'll see by then. And if we continue going into here, which is the other farms area, which are just some more key vital farms, like a sugarcane farm. You can see I've built the this little section here, which would lead into the farm, but I haven't actually constructed it yet. There's a pumpkin in here. Been a lot of Endermen in my bases, which is odd. I mean, it is a really big base, but it gets a little annoying when you have to go and clean all random blocks that Endermen keep picking up. By the way, this is my, well, originally just a wheat farm, but I added carrots and potatoes to it. And this is, I believe, my biggest room I have made in this world, and my second biggest room I've ever made before. It is a, I believe, 30 by 16 by 10 room. So that's 16 blocks. Let's fit 20. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16. So 16 by 10 in terms of height and 30 blocks along. So it's a pretty big room. As you can see, I haven't harvested my crops. They've fully grown, actually. I harvested them earlier today. There's 3 stories to this. As you can see, there's more carrots, more potatoes. There's up here. I've got a storage area, which I've put carrots in the right area. In the center, I have got wheat seeds in here, poisonous potatoes, a spare diamond hoe, which I use just in case any of my crops get trampled on. Potatoes, more potatoes, just this is all potatoes. And the third story has more wheat. So, this is my first major room that I ended up constructing. I'm really happy with it. It looks really cool. And this is the main room that all my friends have seen, because there are 3 other friends that are on this world that occasionally join, Techie being the most frequent, Fateful being the least frequent, and Corruption Cookie, who joins whenever they want, but in between, I guess. Well, maybe tied with Techie, I'm not entirely sure. But this is the second area that I've worked on that only, I believe, Corruption and Techie have seen, which is the kelp farm. Which is this massive cylinder dome looking thing in the center, which has kelp in it. In fact, I can't really harvest it, but might do that later. It's really impressive. I'll get to the animals on top later. Yeah. But this area also has 3 extra different exit points. Well, 4 if you count all of them, which is the main entrance. So in here, this is the drying zone. It's, well, more of a smelting zone. Well, cooking zone. I don't know. It's full of smokers in here. And I just put in a kelp in here, goes through here, and chests of dried kelp, which I can turn into block and infinite cycle. Which I've been doing. I need to go and store them in here. Once I run out of room, as you can see, I've got a load of extra smokers and crafting tables in the center just to build the blocks. So it's a pretty nice little room that I've built. I might upgrade it at some point, I might not. I don't really have any plans for this outside of its current main purpose, but I'm happy with it. I like it, and it does its job. So we get out of here. Just saying, I really didn't want that button there, but by the time I realized that I needed an extra block to place a pressure plate, I'd already dug out this whole area, and I was not bothered to go and readjust everything, because I'd already done that once for one of these little smaller zones, and that already took forever. If we continue, let's go through this one here, the kelp entrance. This is an alternative entrance to my base from here. So we can also go from that entrance or this entrance here, which is up and down. I did this just because there's going to be a lot of areas. This base is going to be very big, so, well, why not have multiple entrances just to make it easier to traverse around? Currently, this used to be full of kelp, but I've replaced it since. But so they're empty for now, and that's its only purpose. A lot of these are kind of decorative. Yeah, the more rooms, the merrier. And this is extra kelp, so I figured that this wasn't enough kelp for me to harvest each time. So I built this little area, which leads to this, yeah. This is a very big area, I believe. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, right. So I'm going to go and showcase this area first before we go to that main kelp area. This little area is just like a little place to sleep, which would be very useful if I could sleep. I can't. But we got some random stuff like crafting table, some chests just to store some things if you want. I don't really have like any emergency rations or anything in here yet. But there's just like a little crew compartment. But just an extra area to sleep because it gets pretty tiring having to run all the way back to my old base just to go to bed. It gets kind of annoying. My base does get really big, as you can see. It's already gone it's kind of sizable, and having to run through all of this every time just to go to bed, when all my friends are saying, sleep, sleep, sleep. Yeah, I decided to build that just so I could sleep quicker in this area. And this is I don't even know how big, but I know it's 10 blocks deep. It's just completely full of kelp with 2 breathing corners, which I've got labeled here. And it's also lit up by glowstone. This kelp area is actually the only area with glowstone, I think, outside of this central cylinder. Because, glowstones are actually kind of difficult to gather, because you have to go and avoid gas, and you have to go to the nether ceiling. I need to go on a mass glowstone collection at some point. I'm currently busy doing something else, which is my current project. So actually, if I go to bed first, because there's no mobs here, I'm actually going to do that. As you can see, I've slept multiple times. I actually got the wax off achievement for some new things I've been experimenting, which is adding all sorts of new blocks. If we go to the surface, actually, I have just expanded all of this just today. I am still working on it now. And this is going to be like the main center zone of the museum. I have already kind of laid out the perimeter for it. I believe this is 60 by 40 blocks, if I can remember correctly. We've got some pillars here, which I'm going to make it 10 blocks high as well. And I want to make it a bit like a hanger. I'm going to have it like a little curved shape like that over. And I'm also going to have like extra parts sticking out and all that once I get started on this, which will probably be shown in the next update, which I'm not actually sure whether to make that day 300 or 400. I've yet to decide that, but if this goes well, I might. But I might also explain this, which is, well, it's meant to be it's not meant to have animals. In fact, my old farm used to be right here, where I just had my animals next to my old base. As you can see, I've preserved my old base. This cherry blossom isn't growing for some reason. And while I was building my new area just today, I had to shove all these guys over there because they were getting in the way. And currently, I've got all my sheep tied to red wool because I need a red wool for the construction of my base and part of its flooring, I guess, because I need a tiny bit of color in my base, at least instead of just all grays and all that. But as you can see, this area it's gonna look pretty cool once it's finished. I think we've got all these little lanterns here, some bushes just for decoration, because I'm hoping to add things here, some like maybe a map or something on a wall. I am planning on having a little section where I can just maybe on top of this area, I can just have my first pickaxes, because I do in fact keep my first pickaxes ever created. I think they're in this chest right here. Here is my first wooden, stone, and iron pick. They have remained since the very start, which is really nice. My first diamond pick is actually this one here, this netherite pickaxe. As you can see, it's a pretty prized possession of mine. It's we don't talk about the names of my tools. That's a big thing. Anyways, a lot of this copper I actually gathered, I never knew even existed. I haven't played 1.21 until recently, in the past month or two, which I've mainly been playing on 1.21 plus. And I just have to say, I love these blocks so much. They are really nice, especially the great blocks. I feel like you can make some really cool looking catwalk zones with chains and these blocks here over like lava or something. This base is semi-inspired by stuff you see in Pressure, the Roblox horror game based off doors and all that. But I've got some cool ideas with these for my lower sections of my base, which I want to do. In fact, you'd be thinking that I must have spent a ton of copper on these, but in reality, I kind of just went to another trial chamber near my base in the cave over there, another one that my friends have discovered over there, and I kind of just stole all the grating and blocks because I saw potential and decided to just use them. Oh, it's raining. But as you can see, it's the same on the other side, and I am yet to actually fill in the wall, which I might go into now. As you can see, I'm still constructing this area. This is the newly constructed. It's still under construction, actually. I think I actually showed everything in chronological order of when they were built as well, if I remember correctly. But this area also has a subsection, so not only just this center area, which was one of the first things I built, I just expanded it. As you can see, I've not fully finished it yet, into this area down here, which has multiple entrances and exits. See here, there's one here, on the other side. This area is going to have all sorts of things. It's going to be my new storage zone. It's going to have so many more chests, which I've already got set up, but not actually, done anything with. As you can see, but I've just built all this. I love messing around with these. I'm not entirely sure if they look the best, but I like the pattern I made, and it's very experimental. See, I've been working with DeepSight a lot, and normal smooth stone and bricks. So I tried to go a little way in this area for that, because this will be seen in my lower sections of my base, which will be a lot more darker with the deep slate, tough, copper. I like the combination of the three. As you can see, I can make some little interesting, almost kitchen tile-like patterns. With all these I think these are chiseled copper, chiseled tough. Yeah, chiseled copper, chiseled tough, all that. I love how this looks. It's totally new to me, and I really like it. I love how they've added this, and when Mojang adds the shelves, I will definitely be using them somewhere in my base, because I need to go and get the pale oak ones, because I think white would be a really nice highlight for my base, especially when a lot of it is grays and blacks. That'll definitely help a little with the color, not a lot, and it's still monochrome, but you know. Over here, as you can see, I've set up a secondary crew area just for beds, just in case I need them. Kind of my main zone now instead of the old base, so I'll start using this in replacement. As you can see, I've copied over the thingies, but I think that's actually it. I went through this relatively quickly. I did kind of speedrun it a little, just because I want this to be a semi-short video, but just like a little tour of what I've been doing in my base. I don't believe I'm missing out on anything. Yeah, this is. I really like how this looks. It's just has something I've never done before. I've never done this type of base, and I'm just glad it's also a really big base. And the more I work on it, the happier I am with it. It's just so nice looking. Like I might go and take a screenshot right here for like the thumbnail. Like, look at this. It is a bit empty, but I'm gonna put all sorts of things here, like paintings and lighting and all that once I get to work on it. But for now, this is all I have with my base. I'll see you guys in my next episode. Not episode, I guess, my next video. Whenever that is. Who knows, it might be 200 days. Not 200 days, 400 days. But either way, I'll see you guys later. And I'm going to go back to building. Oh, item hopper.